right. Welcome to our last regular season week of the Texas League. As we like to do, Jared, what's our kickoff question?
We'll keep this short and sweet. What do you think is more shocking right now? The Bears or the Patriots? Both of them were drafting in the didn't they both have like top five picks recently? And now they both are leading their respective conferences.
I'm going to say the Bears is more shocking for the simple fact is they haven't really been relevant since what Lovie Smith. So I'm just they're probably more shocking to me than New England. But I mean, I'm surprised New England's doing well, but not that surprised. Just Chicago, I'm completely surprised.
Um, I'm gonna say New England because I will admit that I was not sold on Drake May. He has played surprisingly well this season. We know the kind of one thing I would say that both teams have in common is they both have really dynamic coaches. You know, Caleb Williams needed an offensive mind, and coach came over from Detroit. We know what he did with Jared Goff there, so it's great to see that Caleb Williams has picked up his playbook very well. And the only thing that I don't like about the Patriots doing so well is that I feel like Gerard Mayo really, this to me really shows how badly Gerard Mayo got screwed because he got 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to take anything away from Mike Vrabel, but I really wish that Gerard Mayo could have gotten a chance to continue what he started last year. So, but shout out to both of them though. I would say that they're both equally exceeding expectations that were coming into the season. I don't think I think that people may have been optimistic about them fighting for a playoff spot, but not only leading their division, but leading the conference. Yeah, who'd have thought it? All right. So I just wanted to, before we jump into reviewing week 13 and talking about week 14, I just wanted to say I saw something that was very surprising today. It was a stat that said that the Thanksgiving Day game between the Cowboys and the Chiefs had something like 55 million viewers, 57 million viewers, something like that. And it was the most watched NFL regular season game in history. And it broke the old record by something like 15 million. And I will say it was actually a very entertaining game. Um, I was at New Orleans at Thanksgiving with a bunch of Cowboys fans, so they were definitely having a good time. But what did you guys think?
I'm actually surprised that was a record, but hey, I mean, anytime the Chiefs don't do well, I'm happy. Let's just be
Nice.
honest. Seeing them at 6-6 just brings just a delightful smile to my face.
Everything ends. No one stays on top forever. Like even if you look at Brady's 19-year run or whatever it was, 18 years with the Patriots, like they were up, they had those down years, and then they rose back again at the end of his time with them. So yeah, this is just a little bit of back to life, back to reality
Mm.
for Chiefs fans. So still hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he is who he is. He's a proven winner and still one of the greatest that we've seen do it, especially in the last 25 years. But again, also as a Raiders fans, F them. Let them burn.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think that game was so highly viewed because let's be real, they love to call themselves America's team. I think people just enjoy watching there are Cowboy fans, there are Cowboy haters. People were hoping that Patrick Mahomes came in and beat them. Then on the other end of the spectrum, you have a lot of people who feel the same way about the Chiefs. They enjoy because they had so much success. People enjoy watching them not have a great year. So I think everybody tuned in for that reason to see which one of these teams that we don't really like is not going to play well today or is not going to get the W. And that's I think that's what. Plus, it was Thanksgiving, and I don't think anyone was excited to watch the Sunday, the I guess you call it the Thursday night football game. That
It wasn't even Thursday night. It was Thursday afternoon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Because it threw me off. Because I'm like, I was doing stuff. I'm like, okay, I got to get ready, get all this food cooked so I can go in and watch the game when it's done. I'm like, oh crap, it's already halftime.
right. So
You know,
yeah.
yeah, because usually in the past it's always been just you got your Lions game at like 11 or noon. You got your Cowboys game. Now they've recently added this third game. I'm like, when they made that third game, it sounded like at the beginning of the season, Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson. Nah,
Ugh,
that ain't what it is.
uh, that turned into an absolute snooze fest. So it's almost like we got two of the three Thanksgiving Day games were good. Then pretty much the rest of the games of the week sucked until we had a really good Monday Night Football game that ended, in overtime with a team saying, "Screw the tie, we going for it." What a great defensive play that safety made from the Broncos to just come in and interrupt that throw. Shout out to Mariota. If he sidearms that throw, maybe the Commanders walk off the field, but he tried to put it up over the safety, and the safety was getting his Michael Jordan, I believe I could fly on. It just totally just knocked the ball down to end a really thrilling game. So, but that was week 13 in the NFL. So let's take a quick look back at week 13 in Texas League. We're not gonna go over every matchup. We're just gonna touch on a couple of key ones. Um, so in a battle of the households, as all of us predicted, Muff Divers took out the Big Green, who, man, both of them just have not had the season that you expected. Now, at 6-7, technically, Muff Divers is still in the hunt. If he can get a win in week 14 and a lot of help, there's still a possibility for him to sneak into the playoffs. So, shout out to Muff Divers for getting the W. Um, Company Man versus Super Mario Cristoballing. So, in a fight for his playoff life, our current champion got the W to keep his playoff hopes alive as we go into week 14. So he definitely,
Oh, actually, not to cut you off. I do have a
uh,
message from
of
our
course you
from
do.
our yeah.
But of course, as he was also the high scorer this week, I
He
believe
was
for
the
the
high
second
score.
time this season. Uh, yes, let us hear from
You know,
our defending champ.
it's not the message that we got from Chuck. It wasn't one of those, but he did have a little something he wanted to relay,
Okay.
as only he could do it.
Oh Lord.
My high score this week was just the beginning, as my team is tuning up for another title run. Just like the first Super Bowl I was alive for, my team will win. Side note, the CFP sucks. Go Canes.
Well, he says that, but it looks like his Canes might actually slide in either at the number 11 or the number 12 spot. So even though it sucks, he might get a skate for the Canes. So shout out to our friend of the show, Super Mario Cristobal. Um, in an unfortunate result for our third co-host, Mathis King has been eliminated from potential playoffs this year, losing a
Yeah.
heartbreaker to hanging with Hernandez, who, again, mathematically kept his hopes alive by being able to pull off the win. I mean, it is just sad to see Justin Jefferson's talent wasted. I believe this was the Sunday night game, wasn't it, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken. Yeah, that game was so terrible. I didn't watch a single play
I
of the
didn't
Sunday
either.
night game. I mean, that game was
No,
21 to nothing. It was 17 to nothing so fast or
no.
something like that.
The
Like,
Sunday night game was the good name. The Monday night game was the one that was horrible.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I had them reversed. So yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday night game we had a good one. Monday night, yes. Thank you for correcting me. I mean, we Justin Jefferson,
I thought Justin Jefferson was quarterback proof. These quarterbacks the Vikings got have proved otherwise.
Justin Jefferson may be playing his last 4 games in a Vikings uniform
Yeah.
unless something drastic happens.
Hey,
Um,
Chargers can always use a good, deep threat. Just saying.
calm down.
The the question is this: how much is on his contract?
Yeah.
That determines if he can actually, if they really willing to, if it's depending on how much left on that contract. Let me take a quick look, see what I can find on old Spoke Track over here.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
no, no, mm-mm.
Was a rough
Yeah.
week. Rough last
yeah.
few weeks.
Unfortunately for my friend.
It
S-
happens.
So now in another heartbreaking close loss, uh, the Patriots kicker screwed my man over. The one
Mm.
field goal he missed in that game is the field goal that would have won Jared the lock for our division and locked him for a playoff spot to go along with Kirkwood's guaranteed playoff spot. Now,
Uh,
as I said in our group chat, uh, or actually as I said last week, I'm not sad that he lost. I said if I lose, I won't be sad if Jared loses. I'm not gonna lie because it keeps us in the potential for our week 14 matchup. And
there, the thing is, there's just so many. Like, I would love to just blame the New England kicker, but there were so many things. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown, catch one ball
yes,
before you get hurt.
yes.
Ted, Tez, Ted,
Literally
Ted,
one catch by St. Brown.
Tez, Tez Johnson. Maybe, just maybe, you could,
Let
uh,
me see how many targets Tez had. Okay, Tez
catch,
literally only had two targets.
catch the other one. You catch the other one and fall. I win. Or if I put in, I'm like, all right, the 49ers are playing. I'm like, I'm like, the 49ers had a game. I'm like, do I really trust them against Denver? Debo ain't been great. If I put Debo in, I win.
Yeah.
If I put the running back in for the Bears, but I'm like, who thought he was gonna play well over Travis Etienne? There's just so many,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many options, so many things. It is what it is. It's just
And then and again, really you can also blame JSN because he literally did just enough to get Ed Corn the victory. So again, although Ed Corn was just outside of playoff position right now, still mathematically alive as we go into week 14. And then we will look at my game. So I had a chance to tie things up with Team Fight Me Back with a win and a Team Fight Me Back loss. I also unfortunately failed. So I do believe this is the first time this season where we have all
All
lost.
lost.
I believe this is the first time this season where we've all lost in the same week. So shout out to the rest of the league for putting a little bit of whooping on the host this week. So tip of the cap to the Texas League. But
Don't
I
appreciate it.
I mean, here's the when your defense puts up 15, you like, great, that's a great week. Seattle's defense put up a hot 30. Like, that is impressive. And really, that was the difference in the game. Like, there's a few other little mathematical changes. So between the Seattle defense and James Cook, that was it. Like that, the rest of it was pretty much a wash. Both of our kickers sucked. Both of our slot, both of our slot receivers were horrible. His tight end was slightly better. So hey, you know, shout out to Nate, who definitely kept himself in playoff contention, as is now in a win and get in scenario this week. So before we jump in, let's just see where we stand. Uh, well, look at here. As we go into the final week of the season in what could only be seen as appropriate, Jared goes off and goes 5-6, 5-1 this week because he actually picked against himself. He should have only went 4-2, but what have some pride, go 4-2. But the reality, so yeah, we now have a 1 game separation as we go into the last week between first, second, and third between the co-hosts. So I won the first season of the podcast. Dr. Deuce won last year, and as appropriate, Jared has not won this, but I mean, he's won the league a couple times, so let us have this, you greedy bastard.
Right?
So we'll
Hey,
see.
mathematically, just so that everybody's aware, Jared, if you got 100% picks correct this week, you would be at 54%. Just saying. That's your peak is 54%.
Okay.
So Jared definitely can't go 100% in this upcoming week because he's going to pick himself and I'm going to beat him and steal the division title. So let us jump directly into our week 14 picks. Dr. Deuce, Acorn versus Muff Divers. Only one of these two gentlemen can keep their playoff hopes alive. Who do you like to be dancing with on a prayer next week?
Well, I like Sam Darnold against Atlanta a hell of a lot more than Trevor Lawrence against Indiana. I like Smith and Jigba against Atlanta more than I like Devontae Adams against Arizona. Actually, that's not bad. But
Plus,
I mean,
Devontae's been balling. Like,
yeah, I agree. You know, since he
he's
left
the
the
king of
Raiders, he's been
he's the
doing
king of the red
phenomenal.
zone. He's the king of the red zone touchdown.
And it's been working
2,
though.
4, 6,
Yes.
8, 11, 14 touchdowns this year. Oh, I could have also just looked up here, Dwayne. You
I
special,
mean, yeah, but you like to make it hard sometimes. But
well,
I
I
mean,
can
honestly,
still add for the record.
yeah, fair enough. Who's on the left? Acorn. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go with Mook. Mook got this.
Okay, pick a Mook. Jared, who you like?
I'm gonna keep
Mook,
it simple.
Mook or your childhood friend?
Friendship aside, I gotta go with the team playing Atlanta because I just don't. I've seen Atlanta. I don't. His matchups are better. You got Sam Darnold and Jackson against Atlanta, and you got Amika Ibuka versus New Orleans. I don't. Yeah, love. You got Detroit who can't seem to. You got Javonte Williams who can't seem to. That Detroit defense didn't look real great on Thursday.
No, they did not.
They did not. So
I'm going. The Packers backfield had a pretty good game.
I'm going with Acorn, even though he beat me last week. I probably shouldn't. That's all right. I'm gonna go Acorn.
Well, we have a consensus, which means there will be no game made up on this pick. Yeah, I mean you got the Seattle stack, and then again Jamar Chase in his first game back with Joe Burrow, all he did was have 14 targets, and we know that that's going to go up against Buffalo because they're going to have to score points against the Bills. Like so you can definitely expect that to go up. All right. In a matchup that actually has only playoff implications for Kirkwood, with a win, who can lock up the prop. I would say he can definitely he can lock up the number 1 seed, I believe, with the win. Yeah, he definitely can because he'll be at 9-5 and no one else would be close. So with a win, Kirkwood locks up 9-5. He's already had his playoff spot locked up for a couple of weeks now, mathematically, which is crazy. It's crazy considering how actually close in standings our league is, that he got to be the lucky son of a gun in the division where he pulled out just enough of a lead early. But still, Jared, who do you like in this game?
I'm gonna go with Math is King because Kirkwood's team has always been based around CMC when healthy. CMC is on bye. His running backs are Zach Charbonnet and Alvin Kamara. I don't trust either one of them to have great games.
No, even though Tampa Bay's run defense has not been great this season, New Orleans can't do anything else.
No, I don't. Our run defense is suspect at times, but I'm going with Patrick Mahomes because I just have a feeling that on Sunday night when the lights are bright, he's going. Now that Houston defense is good, but I just think that he's going to put on a show. I think Derrick Henry against that subpar Pittsburgh defense, I think they're going to be smart enough to just hand him the ball and say, "Here, carry us to a victory, sir." And
they certainly can't rely on Lamar Jackson to do anything,
at all,
who has sucked in his first 3 games back. Even though they won two of those three games, he finally got exposed on Thanksgiving night when his lack of play could not be overcome. Uh, their offensive effort could not be overcome by their defensive effort. They looked
Yeah.
horrible. They just looked terrible.
Come on, Lamar. One more completion. One completion to Mark Andrews and I win. Just one.
Right.
Just
Who
but
just got a 3-year extension for about 39 million? I believe I read that earlier.
yeah,
So
20. I think I said 26 guaranteed. Yeah, okay.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to
Not
the
at all.
10 years getting paid. I'm also going with Mathis King because again, I have to believe in fate at some point, and I have to believe in magic. And since I believe I beat Kirkwood in our head-to-head matchup. If Kirkwood loses and I win, I believe I jump him in the standings. So I
Mm.
have to go back and take a look. I believe I won my matchup with Kirkwood, but
Um,
hey, either way, I'm going Mathis King. Spoil just to spoil him as he goes into the playoffs. Dr. Deuce,
Gee, I wonder who I might go for. I mean, just to make it official, though, I'm going for myself.
fair is enough, my good brother. All right. Company Man and Hanging with Hernandez. Both of them knocking on playoffs door. One of them is in with the win. One of them is out with the loss. Uh, let's see here. Matthew Stafford versus Arizona. Arizona's offense looks a whole lot better with Jacoby Brissett playing, but I mean, I think Stafford knows that they missed a terrible. I mean, they lost to the Panthers on Sunday, which means they lost out on her holding the top spot in the NFC. And I think that this week they come back and they try to show out like Judkins against the Tennessee. That's going to be some points. Um, I am going with Hanging with Hernandez to play spoiler. And yeah, Dr. Deuce.
Well, I need to pick one game against you at some point, just to guarantee at minimal a tie. Ugh. Bo Nix against the Raiders. I don't know what the hell the Raiders are doing, and I'm happy about it in a lot of ways. Just for petty reasons, if I'm being honest. Um, Marvin Harrison being back has been good because, like you said, Jacob Brissett's been doing great for them. And Cardinals, when they lose, what's his name after this year, and he goes to just play Call of Duty full time. I mean,
Kyler.
he'll be better off in life. But
wow.
I I think, damn. I'm going with Company Man on this one. Company Man's gonna make the playoffs by getting this win.
Okay. All right. Jared.
This is a tough one, but my deciding factor is that running back, Jameer Gibbs, against a Dallas defense that even though they've gotten better, they linebackers still can't cover a running back.
Yeah, because they let the
And
Cardinals run all through them, and Cardinals, no.
no, their defensive line has improved. They got one linebacker back from injury. They brought one over from Cincinnati, which is still that's kind of boggled me. But Jameer Gibbs is the guy. If you don't catch him before you take off, you're probably not gonna catch him. And they don't have like that linebacker they brought over from Cincinnati, solid tackler in the run game. He can't cover the pass. So yeah, I'm putting my money on Company Man here to keep things interesting and complicate the playoffs. I just like I see Jameer Gibbs going off, and I see Dallas Goddard just catching he just every couple games he just catches random touchdowns on random plays, and this is one of those games where he just randomly pops up with a couple touchdowns. And Marvin Harrison decides he wants to come back from injury, and he looked all right last week against our suspect secondary, but I just think he's just going to pop up and just make some random catches. And like I said, it's Bo Nix versus the Raiders. Your defense is a little suspect. It's not. It's a lot of suspects. Let's be real. It is.
Oh,
Max Crosby. solid player, very good player.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's the rest of them dudes. I'd be like, what are y'all doing?
Oh, so if I get this pick right, oh, that definitely deepens my chances. Okay, I
Hmm.
like that. I like that. All right. In a battle of another win and I'm in
Hmm.
games, Rogers Last Ride, Super Mario Crystal Ball, and Jared, does your cousin get the W and slide on into the playoffs to defend his title, or does he lose and get help and need help, I should say?
Oh man, let me see here. Joe Burrow is back. Minnesota. See, you know what? Kind of like that last matchup. I'm going with uh I'm going with Rogers last ride because Jamison Williams, like Jahmyr Gibbs, if you don't catch him, he gone. And if keyword, it's a big if Dan Campbell is smart enough to say, you know what, Jamison, we want you to run intermediate routes. We want you to test these linebackers. We want you to test this suspect secondary. You ain't got to beat them down the field. You got to beat them across the field. And then once you beat them across the field, take up off then hit north and south. And then once again, that's a foot race. They're not going to win. James Cook against Cincinnati. That defense is horrible. TJ Hawkinson versus Washington. Washington's defense is not good.
But who's gonna throw him the ball?
That,
Because I don't even know. Look, I don't even
that's
know this
true.
boy. That boy couldn't throw nothing to him last week.
They said that JJ McCarthy was back, and I think he good enough to get the ball to Hawkinson because that's close to the line. We don't trust him to throw it to Justin Jefferson.
Is
That's too
he?
far down the field.
I
I
wouldn't
don't,
trust him.
I don't really.
I barely trust him to hand the ball to the man running behind him. Shit.
This this is true, but I'm gonna put faith in him to throw short passes. Just get rid of it quickly for you. But the
Hawkinson's
main
gonna
the
mess
main
around and
thing is,
have nine. Hawkinson's gonna mess around and have 9 targets a quarter in this game.
hey, but the big pieces are Jameson Williams, James Cook, and Joe Burrow. I think they're gonna get it done because Jordan Love in a division game. That Texans defense is solid. I think they can slow down Rashee Rice.
Hmm.
And for some reason, the Falcons like I don't know why they don't consistently use Robinson. Tyler Algier just pops in the game and steals touchdowns and stuff. And I think
Bijan Robinson has the ability, has the skills to do for Atlanta what uh, Jonathan Taylor does for the Colts, but they just don't use him enough.
no, they
So
they they sprinkle Tyler Algier in there. I think this is one of those games they sprinkle him in. Like, hey, look, Seattle has two running backs. Why don't we use two running backs? Stop it.
yeah. All right. Dr. Deuce, who do you like? Oh,
You know, I'm
say
with
this.
Mr.
I
Cowan
just
on
gotta
this
say
one.
this. Picking against the family. Mm.
You know, I'm with Cowan on this one. My biggest thing right now is James Cook against Cincinnati. I think that alone, and you know, that's even if Hawkinson doesn't get a single point. I don't even care because, like y'all said, who the hell's gonna throw him the ball? But I think Cook and Williams is gonna carry the team. I'm not sold on Joe Burrow. However, it's still Joe Burrow. You know, he'll still get you some points. So now I'm going Rogers last ride as well.
I think we have a consensus because I think that Joe Burrow is going to mess around and have to throw for 400 yards. I don't know what and again, we're not talking, it's fantasy. So points are the thing that matter, not if they win the game, if it's good throw, blah, blah. He's going to end up around throwing for 300, 350 yards. So that translates into points. So, yep, we have a consensus. Rogers last ride. Sorry, defending champ. If we're right, you're gonna need some help to get back to defending that title. All right. And in another chance of a person
Oh,
that
they
can
got to set their lineup.
well, yes. So we can take a look at Meredith's lineup and her backup options.
Is he a Baker Mayfield? Okay.
So we got Baker. Baker get her Twinkie. Let's
You
see.
got Bucky Irvin. I guess he'll play some. Damn,
He
he really ain't got a lot of
definitely
backup.
but
No.
she doesn't have a third running back because everybody. So she's definitely gonna have to pick up a running back between that. Yeah, we don't have to waste a whole lot of time on this.
Two
Uh,
moves. Would I be correct? We all agree that this is going to be a
yeah,
Yeah.
win
Chuck.
for two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chuck and Melanie get their division title, and they
Yeah.
A-
and
As
they
much as he hates us to pick him, we picking you this week, sir, because this
yeah. So
just
I would say Chuck and Melanie get the division title and likely
Agreed.
take the other first round bye. I did go back and check, and I actually did lose to Kirkwood, 119 to 126. So.
I lost 150 to 116, so I got to play him again.
All right. And in our final matchup of the week. Now, I don't know if you figured it would be this much drama when you set the schedule, but it has worked out in the way that the winner of this game is going to win our division. And it's a rematch from from week 12, which I won. And since I'll make it official, I ain't picking against myself. Jared, you picking against yourself?
hell no. I have faith that the Jaguars can keep Jonathan Taylor from going off for 50. Can you hold him to 30? That was the difference in our last matchup. He went off for like 50. If you hold him to 30, then maybe,
So, Dr. Deuce, you are the deciding vote.
So here's the thing. I can pick one way and guarantee you and I tie. Well, maybe not guarantee, but a high likelihood that we tie. Or pick the other way and give myself a chance to just outright win or outright get second place. So, I mean, I ain't getting third. But so it's either outright win or outright second place.
Man, pick who you think gonna win this game.
It's more than that, bro. It's psychological. I got to see what's going on with this. Because I know both of you cats, you might be like, you see somebody in the waiver wire, oh, let me get this cat and throw him in there. But especially Mr. Cowan, he be doing that. But
I'm going to the waiver wire right now.
So I'm really breaking down my position.
I like to point out that I picked up the Bucks defense off the waiver wire.
Yeah, but he got Cleveland's defense against Tennessee. So I mean,
I've been riding with Cleveland all year.
So I like the running back matchup with Debo's side, but I like the wide receiver matchups with Mr. Cowan's side. Quarterbacks, I like Debo's quarterback more than I trust Jacoby Brissett. Even though Jacoby Brissett's been getting solid 300-yard games since he's been playing.
And he's going to have to throw the ball because the Rams are going to score points.
Yes,
they will.
So he's going to have to throw.
So let's be clear. The Rams are going to score points.
Tight end for tight end. I mean, I don't trust anyone in New Orleans' team, so that goes without saying. Flex could go either way because it depends on which Debo comes out.
And
Kickers, I pick Boswell over. Damn.
And I love what you said earlier about Gainwell coming in and stealing. Because I was like, yeah, I sure hope he does this week. Let's keep that going.
I'm gonna say Devastator's gonna win.
Oh, I know that had to hurt. I know that had to hurt. Well, those are our picks for week 14. We do have a lineup review request this week that came in through Jared. So let's take a look at this real quick. Jared, you want to give us some background info on your person's situation?
I'm going to keep this real short, real sweet. This is my lineup in another league. And if I win this game, I'm on way to winning $400.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I sent this to some other people outside, and I couldn't get a definitive answer. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna discuss this on the podcast.
Okay.
Because as simple as this, my biggest concern is Emeka Ibuka has slowly been falling off because there's no one on the other side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Mike Evans was out there, he was breaking up the points because you still have to respect Mike Evans. He's hurt. Godwin is back. Bucky is back. So in my mind, I should put him on the bench, put Jameson Williams in that game. But on the side note, I got that same pair that Mr. Morrow has in our league, and it kind of hurts me to put him in. And so I'm in that catch-22 situation. But
yeah, because you want him to do well, but you don't want him to do well against you. So yeah,
listen, I'm gonna tell you, as a person that's been, and we all have been dealing with this for multiple years or multiple. just know and understand that it's going to happen to you every week. You're going to have a player on your team that's helping you, and then you're going to be like, oh, let me go check such and such league and realize,
Mm-hmm.
oh, damn, I'm also facing this same player that's now that I'm
Yeah.
so happy. But so forget about, you can only focus on what you can focus on. You got to do what's best for yourself in this league. Now, I'm not usually a fan of the triple stack, right? Because you got Prescott, Lamb, and Pickens. So whatever pass is getting thrown in Dallas, you're going to get credit for it. But the way the Cowboys offense has been playing these last few weeks, this is one of the few exceptions I would say to the rule. Um, like I definitely wouldn't, like, if I had Burrow, Higgins, and Chase, I wouldn't play all three of them. But in this case,
Um,
I agree with it. I think that you are spot on with putting Jameson Williams in your line. Like, the first thing I looked at was, why is James, like, even before I looked at your roster, I said, why is Jameson Williams on the bench? Um, that was the first thing that jumped out at me. Dr. Deuce?
Yeah, I agree. Wasn't Mike Evans practicing this week though?
they opened up his 21 him they opened up him and another wide receiver's 21-day window off the IR. I don't think they playing this week, but
Okay.
No, yeah, he's not ready to play. They just want to have him. They want the option of bringing him back for the
Mm,
before the playoffs. So they have to,
yeah.
so they have to meet certain practice requirements before they can come off IR within that window. So
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Bringing Williams up, I'd probably take Pickens out and just put Williams up there, or switch Pickens and Amika, and then put Amika down.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, whether it's at the flex or the wide receiver spot is irrelevant. Like, I know that
Yeah,
generally they tell you put the players with the later games at the flex spot so that you can still potentially
move
move
him
some stuff
around.
around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
that's
if you're gonna pull a Mecca for a game, I mean, and again, looking at the defensive play, the defensive positioning that they're going up against. Yeah, I think Williams has, as we've been talking about already, that I think Williams has a more favorable defensive matchup. And and let's just be honest, this is almost a must-win game for the Lions, who are currently sitting outside of playoff seeding. Um, and with the Bears and the Packers playing this week, it's gonna make it just that much harder for them to go on a run and try to win the division, especially if the Bears win this game. So this really is a must-win game for the Lions. Actually, a must-win game for both of them, if we're being honest. So I expect some points to be scored, um, especially with you know, this game being in Detroit. Both teams coming off good games last week. Yeah, I think your instincts are correct.
yeah. Like, because I sent it to somebody. They're like, what if St. Brown plays? That Cowboys defense still gonna give up a bunch of points. I'm gonna roll the dice because in this league we have only four teams made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I hate that about ESPN. This is an ESPN league, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
the
That I
deep
hate that
the
that's their
default.
default.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
default was I didn't. I'm not the commissioner of this league, so it's four. And the crazy part was I lost my first four games to start the season in that league,
Mm.
then won like eight of the next nine. I'm like, what the hell can we? So had to make a comeback. People
Yeah.
was talking. People was getting slick in
And
the team's message.
and then, just as a reminder, pick up a kicker.
Uh,
You know, since your kicker's on bye, you do need to
I
pick a
I
kicker.
have I have a I have picked up a kicker since then.
Okay.
I don't for some reason any league where I don't when we don't have Fab, I'm like I'm not wasting a waiver spot on a kicker or a defense.
Yeah.
I'm just going so
Yeah.
I'll wait till all that clears and then I'll go about my business. And so yeah, I got of course I picked up I picked up the Bucks kicker because last time the Bucks and the Saints played, there was a lot of points scored. Not many of them came on offense. There was a lot of turnovers and whatnot, short fields. So yeah, a lot of field goals. So hopefully we can
There you
repeat
go.
that and get some points that way.
All right. Well, that is our advice for the week. We wish you luck in that league,
Yeah, that league.
because obviously I cannot wish you luck in Texas League this week, my brother. I wish I could, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot, so I shan't. Uh,
Even if we wasn't playing, you wouldn't wish me luck because you need me to
Absolutely, I
lose.
would.
No,
No,
you
no.
don't. You need me to lose regardless. So you weren't
I
gonna wish me
definitely
luck
need you to
this
lose
week.
this week. I definitely need you to lose this week. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Um,
See? So
so yeah. All right. Well, this is actually going to be this is actually going to be our second to last show of the season because of holiday and travel and all that, and just the way that the Christmas and New Year season is falling. We will not have a show next week for the first round of the playoffs. We'll have a show for the second round of the playoffs, which I hope Jared and I would both still be in. Um, or if it can't be both of us, just me. Uh,
Damn.
no, I'm just listening around.
no, you don't.
No, you're not.
No, you not.
You meant that.
If it has to be me or Jared, I would like to go with the person who hasn't won this thing 3 times already. You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
just
fair.
saying.
I can understand that.
Which
I
is why I
can.
was pulling for Dr. Deuce to win last week. I wanted him in the playoffs too, because this is, if it can't be me, at least someone else who hasn't had the fortune of winning this league yet. But um, we are gearing up for an exciting finish as several teams, I would say 9 teams are fighting for 5 spots. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting finish to the season. So good luck to everybody as the fantasy regular season comes to a close. And for those of us who are hoping for a playoff spot, good luck to us in all of our leagues as the fantasy regular season comes to an end. So until next time, peace.